Yeah, I think it's Goldilocks, Joe. Just like I said, the participation rate went up, the unemployment rate went up, we had a big job gain, and we had weak wages. I think that's about as good as we're going to get here. I don't know what the bond market's doing, but I imagine it's rallying, and this is pretty good for stocks. It even makes you wonder if the Fed's on hold a little bit, or at least slow its trajectory a little bit.
All right, let's move around the room. How about that? Well, it's not a room, but around our 6 box, whatever we have. How about you, Phil?
Yeah, no, I agree. I look at the U6. It's still up there, right? There's room to run, so you can look at next month and say, look, there's still scope for another Goldilocks coming a month from now. But I agree with Jim. This is as good as it gets.
Jared, how did you? What do you?
Great
that's not
report.
a big miss in terms of what you were looking for, but still.
No, it's a great report. I love that. I love that 20 basis point pop on the participation rate. We're still not seeing the kind of wage growth we might expect at such low unemployment. But it sounds like the tick up in unemployment was kind of, if you have to have a tick up, this is the way you want it. More people coming into the job market. I think the tick up in the black unemployment rate was not unexpected, but again, it does seem like there's more room to run in this recovery, and that looks very good to me. I would imagine the Fed looks at this report and says steady as she goes. I don't see anything in here that would pressure their normalization campaign, although Steve may see it differently. But I'm interested in his take.
Well, let's get to Rick first. And Rick, Steve will be following you, so feel free to credit the Trump administration if you want, Rick, in any way you see fit. Because you know what's coming after you.
Let the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah,
Let the numbers speak for themselves. Well, here's my interpretation. If you actually assumed that the U6 rate was a real unemployment rate, all these issues about why being fully packed in employment, which I don't really buy, no wage pressure. To me, there's 2 aspects to this report. And I would think it all depends on what shoes you're in as to whether it's Goldilocks. An average person walking down Main Street isn't going to be thrilled that wages are so depressed in this report. I'm very disappointed in them. But I'm very excited about the jump in the labor force participation rate. That's the whole ball of wax. That's the real game. Bringing those 95, 96 million people back, that is the key to really growing this economy in a big way. As far as the jobs are concerned, listen, anything really over 200,000 isn't too bad, but it really is, up 0.2 and up 2.7 year over year. You remember about 4 reports ago when that year over year wage number was 2.9, how excited the market got. We're moving in the wrong direction from that perspective.
All right, Steve.
What is it you want me to say, Joe?
I don't know. Do you have? You saw the report?
I saw the report. Very strong number. Very strong number.
And
the goods-producing sector is doing quite well at 53,000 positive here. Construction 13, manufacturing up 36. That's good. I want to talk about the rise in the unemployment rate, which. The first thing I want to caution with, these numbers are incredibly volatile. Let me tell you what's happened to the workforce the last 3 months. Down 236,000, up 12,000, and up 601,000. So you've got to really take all of this with a grain of salt and say the workforce is growing modestly. Let me show you what happened to the unemployment rate, the number of unemployed. Minus 239 in April, minus 281 in May, up by 499 in June. So you want to be very careful. That's why when Diana talked about the black unemployment rate, those numbers are subsets of these numbers. So the volatility in those numbers is even greater. In general, the black unemployment rate is down. It's not perhaps down quite as much as the latest low number might give you. Bottom line is we seem to be attracting some people to the workforce. We also have
That's
had.
what I was going to say. You bring those people back into the workforce, and that's why the unemployment number
is going up.
Well, it went up. They did not all find jobs. That's not crazy, right? You think about it. Well, I used to be not interested in a job. Now I'm interested. That changes your categorization as a person who's part of the labor force.
But isn't that what we always wanted?
It is what we want. We want people coming into the workforce. I would just take all of these big swings month to month with a grain of salt and take subsets of those numbers with a bigger grain of salt. The job market is very healthy, and I think from a Federal Reserve standpoint, what Jared said is steady as she goes. I think that's right.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.